So it looks like the SEC has taken another pivot in regulations, and this time it does not seem like they're regulating ICOs anymore. Now, they're probably going to push this off onto the DOJ or the CFTC, but as far as I can see, those two really aren't going to prosecute these cases. I'm not really sure if this is good for crypto or not because people can ICO, use their coins to fund their company and build good projects. But as you all know, in the 2017 2018 ICOs, that wasn't really the case most of the time. Most of the time, that was the ICOs were just grifting for money and there were no projects there. But at this time, I don't think there's going to be anyone basically prosecuting those things. So it could just be free, like a free market for that. I think like the last few years, with Gensler, like they were trying to rein in crypto to not be the wild, wild west. And now with this new administration, it looks like they're going back to being the wild, wild west. Now that actually might put a cap on how big crypto will grow because more mainstream investors are not going to come into crypto that way. However, it does give more flexibility and freedom to those that just want to invest in anything, that those that are willing to accept the rug pulls and the scams with it. So I'm not actually sure if it's good for the industry or not. And the clue comes from Ian Balina, who is an infamous VC investor. And I think like he's been tied to a couple of rug pulls, but I don't think they've ever really caught him. So he's the CEO of Token Metrics and a YouTuber with more than 100,000 subs, and he said the US SEC will stop pursuing him in court over allegations he violated the securities laws by promoting Sparkster. I'm pretty sure Sparkster was kind of a scam. No one really remembers what it is. It's SPRK, and that was in 2018, and that was when basically the SEC was going really hardcore on prosecuting crypto ICOs, which I actually think they were right at that time because there were a whole lot of scams coming out. This is before the whole Gary Gensler stuff. So according to the crypto YouTuber, the SEC's actions were based on the change in the administration's priorities, referring to the U.S. President Donald Trump appointing acting chair Mark Yoida after the departure of Gary Gensler in January. And I think the whole thing under this new administration is like basically not to regulate anything. They've backed out on pretty much every single lawsuit, aside from the Ripple one, but I think they'll back out on that one as well when Paul Atkins comes into power. Yes, the administration is pro-crypto, but I think there should actually be limits onto that. I still think they should actually regulate the ICOs, honestly. And they do need to keep those in check because I think like 99% of those are actually scams. And like having a big ICO selling to basically just like unknown investors, a lot of them are going to lose a ton of money. And I think it's just a huge, huge chance that like a bunch of people are going to get scammed and never come back in the industry. Like I said, I'm not necessarily in favor of crypto just going back to being the wild, wild west. I do think there needs to be some controls and regulations. I think they should be looser than what they were under Gensler, but I do think there are some controls, or it's going to be very, very hard for the industry to go mainstream and a lot more money to come in. I mean, yes, the ETFs do actually help, and yes, the crypto reserve does help, but that's mainly only for Bitcoin. So like if the crypto market overall, the altcoin market wants to actually develop, it does actually need to get more serious in policing this stuff. So once again, let me know what you think about this. Do you think the SEC is going like a little too much the other way? Do you think they still should police some of this stuff, especially the ICO stuff where they're basically just offering like investors like this big token sale? I still think like someone needs to regulate that. And I don't think any agency under the Trump administration is actually going to regulate that kind of stuff. So let me know what you think, like and subscribe, and hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.